pay our respects to the First Nations people of Canberra, the Ngunnawal and Ngambri people, their ancestors past, their elders present and future. We acknowledge also His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Dubodoa Rugalala and the members of his house who are currently residing here in Canberra. We pay our respects also to the political leaders of this country and acknowledge Her Royal Highness Princess Latufwibeka Tugu'aho, the Tongan High Commissioner here in Australia, the leaders of other Pacific Islander nations and communities here, the leaders of the Tongan community here in Australia and worldwide, and to all of you watching this Lo'au University Multimedia Program this afternoon, 12th of April 2022, from Canberra, Australia. Welcome to a special storytelling program this afternoon. This is, of course, in place of the advertised Women in Dialogue program that was supposed to happen, but now will be happening next Tuesday at the same time. And because that program has been postponed, we are filling in with this special look today at catfishing, as it's known in the social media today. And I'm sure a lot of you people have heard and read and watched programs about catfishing. Here in the studio is Professor Sesiwa Lafitani, who is my co-host this afternoon. Thank you, Siwa.
Thank you.
So I guess maybe what we'd like to start off today is, you know, this thing called catfishing. And catfishing is an idea or an activity, deceptive, where a person can create a fictional persona or a fake identity on social networking, social media, and they target specific victims. And the practice may be used, catfishing is used for for them to gain money, financial gain,
yes.
To compromise the victim in some way, to upset the victim. The victims are always upset once they find out that a catfishing has happened. And maybe it's the catfisher's wish for some sort of fulfillment. So I guess when you look at this idea or this phenomenon that's happening in social media and causing a lot of anxiety for a lot of people worldwide, you know, it is a problem, and we need to be aware of this problem, and we need to know how to deal with this problem should it happen to you. Even the courts, the law courts are trying desperately to form laws against this thing, catfishing. That's how serious it is.
That's right, yeah.
Catfishing is a serious thing that happens to people. And people who catfish, they have various reasons of why they do this thing. They catfish because they think that in their fantasy, they can have contact with this person. In their fantasy, they think they can take the money away from this person. In their fantasy, they think that they can manipulate and just do horrible things to this person. Now, there have been a lot of programs here in Australia warning people about catfish and catfishing, and warning people of how to sort of look out for this thing. They use it for scams, you know, in dating websites, you know, there's a lot. Apparently there's a lot. And they're saying things like, you know, if you have, let's say in your Facebook page, you get a message on your Messenger Facebook page. And if you're a male and you get this person and her profile is this amazing, glorious person, woman, sometimes in a bikini, blonde hair, very pretty, and she says, hello there, hi handsome, please Do not think that there, on the other side of the world, there's this amazingly beautiful woman who is running after you, who has fallen in love with you, just by looking at your profile picture. If it's, as the saying goes, Siwa, if it's too good to be true, it's not true, I'm telling you. So what they found with catfishing, that, it's horrible. It's people who are in their 60s, grandfathers, grandmothers, young men who are catfishing older women, just for the gain of money or some such thing. Anyway, catfishing on romance scams, on dating website. If you're in if you visit, I don't know whether you do, Siwa, but if you visit dating website, be careful. Because when you're looking through and you're scamming through and you're going through all the profiles, maybe half of them are not true, are not real. So when you register in a dating website, sometimes you get messages from people. And what they're saying is that when you look at their profile, or when you look at their Facebook page, and there's not much on their Facebook page but just a photograph, maybe a couple of things, that is actually one of the first signs that
you are in the world.
Beautiful Russian or Asian woman that you're thinking has fallen in love with you may not be real.
So, Lucy, we have to ask why. Why people are doing catfish. And I think you have reflected in your introduction, because they are either lonely or they want money. So, but mainly they are people who are looking for money by using the catfish method.
I think they're just unwell. Mentally unstable, out to get someone when they're vulnerable. They were saying about the profile of a catfisher. He's a person it's all the bad things about a human, Someone who's trying to rip someone else off. Someone who's looking at vulnerable people. Someone who may be looking through your Facebook page and thinking, oh, Lucy looks a bit lonely, She looks like she may be needing a bit of comfort or a little bit of dialogue even. So they will come through and they will start by talking to you, and usually they'll find out what you're interested in. If you're a sports person, they'll come up and they'll talk about sports. If you're a person that likes reading, because usually on your Facebook page, what do? You put on your profile, I like reading, I like walking, I like playing basketball.
They find a way.
Absolutely. These people will look at it and think, aha, Siwa likes reading, and he likes playing golf, and he likes... So they will come with, we know what that's like. If you meet a person and they talk about the things that you like, straight away there's a connection. Straight away there, because that's what happens. You find connection. You find ways of connecting with people. And when you find an item or a couple of things that connect you to certain people, an interest sparks up. Something happens and you think, oh, this person might be someone that would be nice for me to have a chat to now and again. But these are some of the warning signs they're saying about catfishing. Someone comes and talks to you on Messenger. Why do they talk to you on Messenger instead of talking to you in the front of your Facebook page? Someone asks you to be a friend on Facebook. And say, for instance, if I'm a Tongan, and then someone comes... I used to get quite a lot of people. I've had a lot of people who have army profiles from the United States of America. And I'm sure that about 20 men from the United States Army are not looking at my profile and wanting to be friends with me. But for a while there were all these Army, US Army people were asking people to be friends. Now, if you look carefully at their profiles, you know that it's not them. People steal people's identity online photographs online and they use them. So you might look and you think, why would someone in the American Army want to be friends with me? There is no reason at all in the world why someone would want to be friends with me, at all. If it's someone from Tonga, yes, I will look, maybe some of my family, and of course I will accept that friendship. But you have to be extremely careful, because once you enter into that arrangement with this person and you start talking to this person, after a while you start to feel like you're friends, you're good friends. You start to feel safe with this person. As soon as you start to feel like that, what happens? What they do is then they'll say, Lucy, my mother is in hospital, extremely ill, and I need money to help her because she needs to have an operation. Or something like, I've just lost housing, couldn't pay the rent, so now I'm homeless, could you please help? Because you already have a friendship or this, continuing dialogue with this person, of course you start to feel that you are in some sort of relationship, some sort of friendship with this person. So when your friends say, I'm in trouble, I need a few dollars because I can't pay my rent.
Interesting, yeah.
I can't buy groceries, Of course you're going to want to help.
That's right.
If you are that sort of person. If someone did that to me, I'll say, sorry, goodbye. But there's a lot of us who really, get drawn into these relationships online, and we see it and we hear about it all the time. Program after program, on TV, the news coming to say, someone has just been caught and he's ripped 10 women off all over the world, and he's taken hundreds of thousands of dollars. How do these people get away with this? How does one become so, not desperate, I shouldn't say desperate, that you're in needing of friendship that you forget to see the signs that might say to you, this person is not okay, this person is lying to you. I watched one of our programs here with our SPS programs, and they were talking about how catfishing has gone to the point where people have lost their lives through committing suicide.
That's right.
Because they've been so traumatized after being catfished that they can no longer live. They can't.
Badly affected them.
It is.
In a
People
horrible way.
Absolutely. People have become mentally ill because of what catfishing has done to them in their lives. So we're not just talking about a thing that just happens on Facebook, on social media. This is serious stuff. This is affecting hundreds and thousands of people worldwide, and we need to put, slow it down. You can't put an end to anything that happens now, but you can certainly slow it down by talking to a lot of people about how horrible this stuff is, and that the courts, one of the lawyers talked about what happens with catfishing. Can you go and sue someone for catfishing you? And what he's saying, unless this person has been fraudulent and taken money off you, or unless he's been intimidating, I'm saying he, but it could be she,
or
intimidating, abusive, the courts or the police will not take any notice of that.
Yes, it's just like normal life,
Because you willingly attached yourself to some sort of conversation or to someone's profile, who asked you to be friends on Facebook. And before you know it, because you do, sometimes you hear people saying, I had this idea, I just thought I shouldn't be doing it, but it just happened, and before I knew it, it was too late. Of course you do. You get drawn into this. Sometimes one day you're a little bit lonely, or you're feeling a little bit down on yourself, and then you get this message on Messenger, on Facebook, someone would like to be friends, and they're saying, you look so lovely on your profile photo, you look beautiful. That's all you want, is someone to say that to you, that day, at that minute. So what do? You click on that. Because someone has been kind. You think someone has been kind. But no, this is someone else being very unkind,
That's
being
the
very
reason.
abusive, yes, to you. And be careful, you know.
Because they do say catfishing is the dark side of social media. Extreme dark side. And when you talk about the dark web, Siwa, what are they meaning when they talk about the dark web on the internet? I guess the dark web, the dark web, the dark web is a part of, the internet that where not very good things, well, I shouldn't say not very, bad things
The
happen.
ugly side, I suppose.
Yeah, bad things happen. People trade on the dark web. So what they're saying, they're drawing up some stuff to say that catfishing is like the dark web of social media. Dark web, a lot of terrible trading happens on the dark web of the internet. Dark side of social media is catfishing. This is how serious this is. So
So you have dark web and dark side of
They
these
are-
social media.
yeah, they're drawing
But
more on-
within the internet,
Yes.
and
Yeah. Because if you know
It's
about the dark web, it's a bad place to be. It's illegal, stuff happens there. So
They're
there's
saying that catfishing is the dark side of social media, where bad things can happen. People lose their lives. So when you think about, people talk about catfishing, the public face of social media is all warm and fuzzy. You feel good when you open your Facebook, you look at photos, you see messages, people like what you just put up. It does make you.
you feel good, but then there's a serious side. Not only can social media, catfishing, destroy your, productivity, if you're doing something, damage your privacy, and have negative mental health effects. You can also become the target of scams and bullying. And Catfish does all of that. All of those horrible stuff, When you think about how can it destroy my productivity? If I'm doing, say for our program here now, our multimedia program, if
One of us gets taken up with catfishing, that's all they do is think about the catfishing or the catfisher. They think about what the message is, when the next message is going to happen. Because do you know, Sio, why they called it catfishing? I was interested in why on earth this thing was called catfishing. Why they called it catfishing is apparently there was a story told about how fishing happens and how fishing for cod happens. And when people or fishermen fish for cod, they put the fresh cod into vats, still alive. And what they do when they put them in these vats is that they also put into those vats catfish. And catfish, apparently, what the catfish do to the cod is that they harass them, and which means that they keep moving and they stay alive, and so that the fish or the cod is fresher. This is what these catfish do. They'll, while in there, they're most probably bumping into them and biting them or whatever. But this is where the name catfish. Catfish is to harass someone, to keep going at them 24 hours a day. People talk about, whilst they were being catfished, they had contact with their catfisher nearly up to 8-12 hours a day. So when you think about it, that's all your waking hours. That's all the hours that I'm awake, is to have contact with this person, continuously sending you a message, making you send messages back. This is why it's called catfishing. They never leave you alone. They're onto you all the time, which is why when people get done with a catfisher, when they're wanting to be, when they're wanting to be romantically involved, that person who's been catfished absolutely thinks that they're being loved. Because this is what they say. How come you kept on with this relationship when in the back of your mind you're wondering whether this is real or not? And usually the answer was because I felt like I was being loved. Because this person kept on, took notice of me, paid compliments to me every day, told me about how beautiful I was. And when you think about it, this is usually happens with people who are lonely and people who don't really have a lot of family.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, Lucy, before. It seems there are various reasons behind. Some research studies, they excuse me, they have claimed that it's a kind of mental problem, it's a sickness, but also other factors like what you have pointed out. There are causes, and there are outcomes of those causes, and we experience that kind of people in society without the technology, but in a different ways, in a different manifestations of behavior, but still with the essence of trying to conceal things. Is about concealment of the true behavior, of the true characters of a person. Catfish is about concealment for whatever reason. Maybe because of fear, maybe because of mental illness. But while you were talking, I was trying to capture and to see some of the causes. Technology, on the other hand, has allowed us or allowed people to do it openly and to do it in various ways to attract. That's what they're trying to do, is to attract attention, to cheat people, but they have to use fake profile. That's the main method, is to use fake profile to attract attention, maybe love or other purposes, but they know, it seems they are well equipped with knowledge about people, in a way that they probably know there are lonely people there are people there who want to help, so they put in their baits. Start with a fake photo, and then with a beautiful dialogue and all the fairy tales of this world, and then you fall into the lion traps, the lion dance.
Well, it's catfishing. Hence the name catfishing. See what? They go fishing, And not only because of what they've said about people fishing, but this is it. People go out and they fish. They go out to social media and they fish for people that they think might catch, whatever the lure is that they have, Because if you're lonely, you're wanting companion. If you're a lonely woman, you want a companion, a man. If you're a lonely gay person, you want a same-sex person, to be friends with. So this catfishing, they provide and they know, and when they go fishing, they go looking at people's profiles. And they might look at you and think, she's in her 60s or 70s, she could be lonely, she could have a lot of money, So a lot of people in their 50s, 60s, 70s have lost a lot of money, hundreds and thousands of dollars, because catfishers have come through and they've talked them into giving them all their
That's
money.
right.
This is what I mean. Talk is free, So we need to be aware that
Someone who comes and spends their 8 hours a day talking to you, telling you how beautiful you are, and hasn't even met you, because they're saying these catfishes, when the person who's been fished starts to say, oh, I'd like to meet up with you, they always have the excuse. Because of course they're not going to meet you because they've got a fake
profile. They're not going to meet you because they don't look like the person that they've showed you. There was a woman who talked about how she absolutely fell in love with this man that she was talking to online for
8 years. Can you imagine?
talking to someone for 8 years and not ever having met them face to face or
But it
spoken
shows,
to them.
it shows, Lucy, that we can fall into people's feet very easily.
We can. It's easy. It depends
Easy. We are easy animal to be manipulated if they can feed your ego.
Well, it's about feeding anything, Siwa, you know. Not just your ego, it's loneliness, it's desperation.
That's right.
You know, it's even unhealthy, mental health.
It's, when you're unwell mentally, you believe and you tend to think that this is that and that is that, and it isn't. So people who catfish are so keen and so clever too at knowing just by as soon as you respond, if someone says to you, hello sweetheart, or hello beautiful, for goodness sake don't respond, just block them, delete them, or even say hello. They're saying why would someone just come and say hello to you? If you have agreed to be friends with someone, you have already looked at what I do is I look at the profile to make sure that they're related to me, or I know them because some of my family are friends with them. Those are some of the checklists that you need to run, firstly. And maybe you will stop a catfisher from fishing you and catching you.
Sometimes it shows, Lucy, that some of us, we're looking for something, for whatever reasons they may be. Maybe, our husband or wife doesn't give us what we want at home, or it's a house of many countless problems. And sometimes a husband or wife, or just a single person, is in a way very lonely or very sad. It's something to do with that as well. Or disappoints with someone else. And when you are in that circumstance, suddenly there is this very friendly person, beautiful person, a person with full of love and care comes into your life. And in that particular situation, we easily fall into their feet, as I call it. And then if they can feed your ego in whatever sense, as you have explained, Lucy, then you're going to go for it. Then you're going to put in all your trust into the basket. And a lot of cases, countless cases have come out with sadness and disappointment, even death, because of catfish. And it's happening right now within our Tongan community as well. We see what they call virtual friends. You don't know them. It's better if you know that they are from a particular group. If they come to represent a particular group within the Facebook, and he is from Loau University. That's a Loau University post. As long as you have some rough idea, they are the Loau. So what the Loau pages are doing. Oh, they promote our university, they promote, they post. But that's not what we are talking about. We're talking about catfish. People you don't really know, have no idea about them. Suddenly they show up on your door and tell you they love you. They are the most caring people for your life. And if you don't
fulfill all your dreams. Absolutely, because we as humans, we have needs and wants, and we want all those fulfilled on some level. And when that isn't fulfilled, sometimes instead of waiting for it to happen,
especially if you're already in a relationship, you can't wait, so you then look outside of that for some sort of fulfillment. And I guess that's when people get into trouble. And when they get into trouble with relationships, forming some sort of relationships that is going to do them in various ways. Some of the things that they've talked about is like this woman, for instance, that fell in love and just kept talking and kept believing, because every time she said, look, I'd like to meet you, there was always an excuse of why they couldn't meet them.
For 8 long years, she showed them the profile of the person she fell in love with. And what they did was that when they found out, because there's a way of finding out whether someone has a right profile or not, or has stolen someone else's profile. The profile that this person, this catfisher, had put up on his page was that of a handsome Greek model from Greece. This poor man had no idea that he was talking to a woman in Australia and had been talking to a woman in Australia who was in love with him for 8 years. And this is what is horrible, because when they catch a catfisher, they also contact the people that they've been using, and they are in shock. So it directly impacts people that they've used, people that they have, lied to and pretended to be friends or to be lovers with on social media. But they are so clever because they're able to keep relationships going, even though, someone like us who's listening and watching a program will think, how on earth can she believe that? How can she go on for 8 years and believe that what he's saying to her is real? Because we're not there. We're not this person that has had various conversations
with this, man or woman. We are not there. It's a
amazing,
situation.
It's amazing, and it's sad as well. When something like that happens to our life, and I think we experience that in different ways within society, with society without technology or without the internet. But they come to us in society, whether in our community or in church or at school, in various ways. Someone cheats on you, someone tells lies on you, or give you a wrong misconceptions of something. They are similar to some extent. But with technology is okay. It's a great thing. But as we have talked about, some people, they use technology for their own benefit in the expense of others. It happens in various, businesses. They do it in their own ways. But we're talking about catfish because it's about people who they don't have the confidence, or for whatever reason, to come straight and talk to you. They can't, because they have some hidden agenda, whether to get money from you, or whether they are associated with people who are doing organized crime, or in some cases they are just individuals. Catfishers, most of them, they are just individual, according to studies and some of the media.
No one will come.
To you, like that, without an agenda. No one. I promise you that. There is no way that someone with an ulterior motive to abuse and upset and steal from you, I guess come out as himself. They have to use, they have to use a different profile. They have to lie, they have to cheat. They have to keep telling you lies about what they're doing and what you should be doing. They will start to weave, as they said, they weave their little web, and they weave that web with you in it, so that you cannot even get out of this web, because they do it so tightly. And they've done it to people who, educated people, they've done it to people who are uneducated, they've done it to all sorts of different
kinds,
people in the world. So they've done it to people who are mentally unstable, they've done it to people who are supposedly stable in their lives. But sometimes there are times in our lives when we're a little bit vulnerable, and that's when we're open to
this. That's the best time, the easiest time for them to come into your life, when you feel vulnerable.
And this scam can be perpetrated over lengthy periods of time, not just, maybe a couple of hours. No, years. These catfishers can spend years building your trust in them, so that you become an easy victim for them when they start to do whatever it is they need to do. Some of the stories that you hear are horrific. There are thousands of stories on social media, on the news, about these people that, because they're expert at manipulating, expert at exploiting. Personal weaknesses. We all have personal weaknesses. Everyone does.
But also, Lucy, it
but
seems...
they're expert at finding out what your personal weakness is.
Yeah, but it appears as well that, some or most of these people who are doing catfish, they have experienced some similar behaviors in their life. Some similar behaviors. Similar behaviors of what they are doing in catfishing. So they're doing something, what I meant, they are doing something, catfishing or catfish, something that they have experienced in their life, or they have experienced similar behaviors or similar events in their life. For instance, catfishers may be some people that they were brought up in an environment where they experience and observe behaviors of catfish in various forms. That's what I meant. Are you with me? Do you understand what I mean? They grew up in an environment where behaviors there were in chaos. Behaviors there were more lies or mistreatment of people around, or a family with chaotic behavior. Because for what I'm trying to say here, that they didn't do catfishing as an accident. It was determined by previous or past behaviors in their lives. Can be one reason. The other reason, they just use technology because technology gives them the availability to do that, and they do it.
But I think
but always people who are doing immoral, to say, or bad behaviors to others, they are people who have experienced some similar kinds of misbehaviors or immoral behaviors in their life. Yeah?
Because
That's what I meant,
I do believe that a catfisher is not someone with good intention. So, as you said, it's someone who's experienced trauma maybe, or abuse in their life.
There were causes, what I'm trying to bring into account. There were similar causes that those people had experienced in their life, one way or another, that had brought them or allowed them to do that on the internet to others. They don't give a damn what will happen to you. They just want what they want.
And I think, as you know, even in our small Pacific Islander communities,
We know within our own communities, if someone is misbehaving,
then someone will say, well, look at the way they grew up. You know, so I guess what you're saying, of course, that adds into this picture of this social misbehavior, you know, that these people are doing online. And they're people who, you know, there's no one that's
had a lovely, wonderful upbringing that'll do this. No.
That's right.
This
That's
is
what I
someone,
meant.
this is someone who's unhappy with life. Because I watched a program, Siwa, where they had a catfisher. And they asked this girl, this woman, young woman, why did you do it? Or why do you do it? And you know her answer, firstly, she was a woman of colour, and she said, I've always wanted to be blonde, and I've always wanted to be beautiful, and I've always wanted to be white. She associated beauty with being white, and with being blonde, and with being Pākehā, Palangi, as we say in our... So because of that, she used the profile always of a blonde woman when she was catfishing. And she did that, she's done that for many years without even thinking about, you know, the impact it would have on people. So while she was sitting here and she talked about her story, she also talked about what happened to her growing up.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Of course. So we know this. We know that someone who misbehaves or behaves terribly is someone who hasn't had good experience growing up as a child, or something happened to that person. So of course they come out and a lot of people that have grown up with difficult childhoods do not
do this, have decided, I've grown up like this, but I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to take on, I'm not going to prescribe to this persona of being an abusive person. So, therefore, it doesn't mean that just because you grew up like that, you will do this. But people who do this have grown up like that. We know that for a fact. They are like that because of what's happened to them there. That still does not give them the excuse to do what they're doing as catfishers. And
demoralizing and abusing, you know, people to the point of wanting to kill themselves.
Yeah, but that's why, Lucy, I've been trying to bring the causes and,
of course, yes,
and the reasons behind, because some of these people, they can't help themselves. In the sense that they were brought up that way, you know, in immoral, in misbehaved environment, in whatever way it may be. Because people who haven't, I'm talking generally, most of the people who don't do that, either they don't have the confidence, or they don't have the gut to do so, or because they weren't or they haven't experienced misbehaviors or immoral behaviors in that regard, in that respect. So there are no determining sufficient enough determining factors that can keep them to do so.
I don't accept the idea, that they can't help themselves, that they absolutely have no choice but to do what they're doing, because we know that we always have a choice of what we do in life. And we know that to be, let's say, if you're a violent person, you have a choice whether you're going to beat your wife or not. You know what the consequences are. You know that the law is going to come down on you. You do have a choice. I don't accept the fact that they can't help themselves.
What I'm trying to say, that they were influenced largely by these factors somehow in their previous lives.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
I
it's
agree.
not a matter of choice or not. What have largely influenced their life, that's what it's going to come out in their behavior.
Yes.
And this is one of their behaviors, is to use catfish. And maybe they do other things as well as a result of the same causes from their previous and upbringing.
And I do agree that has made some of these people the way they are. Absolutely. I'm not saying I don't agree. I'm saying I agree with that notion. Something's happened to these people in the past, which has made them, the way they are today. Absolutely. Because we know that a lot of us have grown up in this,
abusive environments, and then when we become that ourselves as we become adults or whatever, I also can see that it is still a choice of what you do in life. You can come from that abusive environment and you can change that you do not do the same thing. All these people who've done this are people who have come from those environments.
all of them. None of those people that are doing this are people that have come from good environments. They are people who come from bad environments, and they've made the choice to continue being bad people and to continue the abuse with other people. That's
and I think one of the main issues here is for us to be very careful and be aware that there are people of such kinds out there, and we can't persuade or change them. No, there will be more as years to come, because technology worldwide has allowed people to do so. So we are talking here about us. We are talking here for us to be prepared that there are more. And the third side of the whole thing, Lucy, because we want to be treated in such a way. We accept it. A lot of people, as we have experienced, we enjoy talking to a stranger. We're growing up, and it's a common thing people tell us, and our parents don't talk to a stranger. But in social media, it appears that we like talking to strangers, especially if the stranger comes in and gives you what you want or what you are fantasizing about. Then you're going to take and say hello, and as you continue with the stranger, then you has become to love and really like the stranger, and then the stranger asks you for some money because the mother is very sick.
But I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the fantasy, because that is what this is. It's just pure
Fantasy, on whatever form. It's a fantasy that you may have about this person. It's a fantasy of the life you think you may have with this person. It's a fantasy about the relationship you may be having. A fantasy about what you think they might be thinking of you. So whatever you decide, just be on alert, because just for example, a married person may have a bit of a fling with someone online while they're hiding behind a fake account. So despite you thinking that it's oh, it's not really that bad because it's online. I'm not doing it face to face with this person. I'm just talking to him without my wife knowing, and I'm just having little jokes with that person, and it's online and no one knows. So it's not really that horrible or that damaging, but it is. Whatever you're doing, if you can't do it in front of your husband or your wife, then don't do it. It's not okay. If you can walk up to a woman in front of your husband or walk up to a man in front of your husband and start chatting to them like how you chat behind the scene on Facebook, then it's not on. You know, sometimes things can grow. Fantasies can grow. And before you know it, you're all caught up in this great fantasy that you're having this amazing relationship with this amazing person. And usually they're at the other end of wherever it is that they are. So, you know...
They usually say, how do you know that it's going to be a catfisher that comes and speaks to you on your messenger? How do you know? Well, you will know if someone on Messenger sends you
a message to say, hello there, or hello handsome, or tries to talk to you as though he knows you or she has known you forever.
When someone becomes familiar with you, especially on a messenger message, just be very careful.
Yeah,
if you go to their profile, you will know that that's not a real person.
We have strangers worldwide. People who come to us that we have no idea who they are or any background ideas about them. Nothing at all. And we have strangers within our own kind, Tongans. We have strangers come to our life. We don't really know that, but we are aware that they are Tongans. And still the same thing happens, or can happen.
Yes, and whether you're Tongan, Samoan, Fijian, Rarotongan...
And even our relatives can do the same. Even they don't show fake profile. They come straight and they still cheat on you. So you have to be very careful. Not only...
I think there's another story. But
not only because fake stories, fake profiles, are two different things of the same thing.
And you know they do say, Siwa, that someone has stolen my profile, stolen my Facebook page. That happens a lot too. That's another way of being careful. I've heard people say, Siwa came through on a Siwa asked me to be friends and then asked me for money. I know I've heard people say that, but it's not even him. It's someone else who's stolen his profile, stolen his Facebook page, and used it to manipulate and to lie to people. So you must always be careful. If you get someone and you want to find out, there is actually something that they call a reverse image search. If you click into reverse image search, you will be able to find out. They will tell you how to find out, a quick lesson on how to find out whether a profile picture or person is real or not. So never ever forget that. Go into reverse image search.
That's a good instruction.
Absolutely, Siwa.
Lucy, we have been talking about partners, wife and husbands, with regards to catfish, but I'm also concerned about our young people. Some of our people, like in Moana in the Pacific, have committed suicide because of catfish, rather.
Social media.
So I'm more concerned, and I would like our young people and children to be very careful, and aware about this catfish issue going on, and it's well and alive.
When I talked about the woman who'd known this man for 8 years, Siwa, She was 17 when she first met this person. So she was a young person. You know, so she was 27 or whatever when she was on this program.
There we go.
You know, and she said, and you know when they found out, they finally found out who this, when they went to look at who this person was, he was a grandfather.
And he'd been doing this,
You know, so, and apparently she wasn't the only victim. So it doesn't matter.
So they can do to many people more
They
than...
can.
Okay.
They can. And this man didn't do it to get money. He did it out of his sexual fantasy of young people.
Okay.
And there's a lot of those people.
That's what I said before.
Yeah.
There are various causes, reasons behind.
A lot of people just be
I
very,
think,
very
Lucy, we have 3 minutes to go.
3
I'll
minutes.
just give it back to you if you wind up the whole saga of catfish.
And I think just to finish off the program, if you've ever been catfished, don't think that you're silly or stupid or ignorant. No, it's this other person who's gone out of their way to find out
a way to get to you, based on pure fantasy and lies, you know. So just be very careful. There is this way, if someone contacts you and you want to know if it's real or not, don't forget to go into reverse image search. In reverse image search, they will tell you or find out for you whether this person is real or not. And the other thing is trust yourself. If it's not true, if it doesn't feel like it's true, if it's too good to be true, then I'm telling you it's not true. So there's various ways of checking. Check their profile page, you know, check their page to see if there's anything on it. Apparently, a lot of them don't have anything on their Facebook page. So there's a few ways of checking. But just be aware that all of a sudden, out of the blue, if someone contacts you,
you've got to ask your question, why? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and look forward to talking more in the future or on our page, Facebook page. Please send us some comments, questions, and maybe in the next program we might be able to answer. But look after yourself and stay safe, and have a wonderful Easter break. Thank you.
That's right. Malo o whakemol mao ha pekia mo tuitu fon lambari. Malo le ser.
Thank you.